What's up, everybody? It's Nick from Who Dat Travel. Now we are getting ready to go to Disney, so I am going to do a pack with me. And this time, for all of you guys out there, this is a guy's version. There are tons of mommy bloggers, we call them, out there that do it. But you know what? This time, let's see how we pack for guys. Coming up right now. So the first thing that I always do is actually do all of my laundry. Now I have at least a pile here. We've already got one load in. We're going to do the next load because I like to start with a fresh slate with all of my clean laundry. That means everything that I am going to be able to take or that I have is going to be clean. I always wear stuff that I absolutely know I am not going to take. I've got a t-shirt on, also a pair of shorts that I use for yard work and those type of things. So this way I know all of my stuff is clean. So that's going to be step number one.
Many hours later.
Oh, that's where you guys went. Yeah, luckily the camera's waterproof. Well, so now all of the laundry is done, and I, of course, have a giant pile here on my bed. But I am going to put all of it away. Well, kind of. I am going to put this stuff away that I'm not going to take, but leave on the bed the stuff that I am going to take. So that is kind of my second process here. And luckily, this will be much quicker for you than it is for me. All right, so we now have all of the giant pile is gone, and I have what is left is just the stuff that I'm going to take from the fresh laundry. So now what I'm going to have to do is go ahead and add to my pile of socks and underwear and shirts to be able to then get enough for every day. Except for the shorts. I don't wear new shorts every day. Sometimes I wash them or just make sure they're not dirty and then just keep wearing them because that really does save down on space. So what I'm going to do now is a little bit of time lapse of getting extra clothing. Now we are gone for 10 days. I am going to make sure that I have at least 11 or 12 of the necessities, shirts and socks and also underwear, of course, and then go ahead and make sure that I have all of those laid out and make sure that I don't miss anything. So, all right, time lapse of that. All right, so that part is done now, but I have a couple things that I am going to have to get that I bought specifically for the trip that, of course, I keep in a different location. Some of those being socks. Now, I get some very specific socks, and, well, let's go get them. So we are big proponents of running socks, actually, and those are some of the things that, for me, have saved my feet. These are the ones. I will link them in the description because, to be honest, they're fantastic. And I have stopped getting blisters at... Sorry, I'm also getting our costume because we are able to go to the first of the Boo to Use. So we are going to go to the Halloween and make sure that you watch that. But going back to the socks, they are very important for me to be able to use and not get blisters. And we walk about 10 miles a day. So very important that I get extra socks because it is also supposed to be wet on this trip. Socks, biggest one of the things that I will definitely splurge on. I honestly no longer have any other socks than these. They're, I'm going to say the incorrect, Thorlo. Yep. Again, I'll link it in the description. But they are fantastic, and definitely I would recommend them to anyone. Not just people with problems with their feet. The wife has used them for marathons that she's done. I've walked, hundreds of miles at Disney and haven't got any blisters anymore. So I definitely suggest them. So let's get back to packing. All right, so another tip. At the very end here, get around there. You saw me go ahead and have my Buzz Lightyear, but I went ahead and put a pair of my shorts that I am going to need for the costume inside that. So that way I have them all together. I actually need to get a undershirt as well. Buzz is pretty sheer. So we are going to go ahead and grab a white shirt as well. I'm sure I've got a couple of those in here. So I got a white shirt to be able to go under it. And that way I have all of my costume together. And that way I don't have to worry about any of that either. So all of that is together. I've got socks that'll go with the shoes and all that. So that way we put everything together. Important tip, so that way you don't forget stuff. So now I have basically all of my stuff laid out. I have my underwear here. You don't need to see that. I've got my socks, just a pile of, I think I've got 12 of them. Again, I'm anticipating it being wet. I'm anticipating having to go through extra clothing. I have a pile of my shirts here. Again, I have extra of those. Remember, you got to worry about the plane coming back and all that kind of thing. So I have all of that together. I have my shorts. I also always pack we'll call it a dressier grouping outfit. So I've got a polo and some golf shorts. That way, if we get upgraded, I feel a little bit better about being in first class. Or if we decide to go to a nicer dinner, I have those too. So now I have all of that laid out. I have all of my clothing. I make sure that, you always forget the socks and underwear. This way, I don't forget those things. Now, we are going to grab our bag. And remember, I keep a lot of stuff in my bag that I'm going to pack. So here we go with that. Yep, that's all the stuff that I keep. And trust me, it actually helps. I've got all my packing bags, I've got my rain jacket, got my toiletries, and I got my Yeti. So if you want to actually see what I keep in my bag at all times so I don't forget things, I'll link that video. But now it's time to actually put all the stuff into the packing bags, and that way we can get it all into most of it, into the carry-on, and that way I can have most of our checked bag for little man and the wife. So now there are a couple things that I will put in the checked bag, and that's going to be my shoes. I'll put probably my rain jacket. I will put my Yeti, those types of things in there, and that way I can carry the necessities, because I also pack a couple computers because I work from down in Florida or wherever we are, and my personal one so I can do YouTube videos for you guys when the little guy naps. But it's time to put these in the packing bags. Let's go. All right, come over here. Let's take a closer look at actually how these packing bags truly work. So we're gonna put you up on the, all right, there we go. You're on the carry-on bag right now. So they have a couple zippers to them. They have one zipper that actually allows you into the main pouch, like that. And then you have another one that actually compresses it. So it kind of expands like that. Let's use just socks for this one, since I have a lot of socks this time. So we put it in the bag like that. Keep stuffing the socks in there. All right, so we have just socks in this compression bag. So we're now going to zip up that main compartment. And next, go to the other compartment here. And I kind of run my finger down like this as I'm zipping. That way the bag doesn't get caught in the zipper itself, which it's bound to happen, but this kind of prevents it a little bit. And we work all the way around the bag until we might. And now you can see I have 12 pairs of socks in this tiny little bag, kind of the size of a small airplane pillow. And now we are going to do our shirts, our shorts, and put those in the other packing bags. And then they take a lot less room in our suitcase. So highly recommend the packing bags. Those are linked down below as well. And oh yeah, I already got the shirts done. All 12 in one bag. And by the way, those are XLs or XXL shirts. So this saves a ton of room in these bags. So let's keep going. All right, so we are all set in those packing bags, and now we start with an empty bag here. And as you notice, those kind of fit right there. And we just pile our stuff in here. Now I do have some extra room for a few things, sandals and those types of things that we'll throw in there, and we'll do that a little later. We will throw in some stuff to our large bag, and we'll be actually done packing. So we're close, but we'll get those final things here in just a second for you guys. Well, since we are going for such a long time, I'm going to take things like my rain jacket and my waterproof shoes. Yes, Brooks actually makes a waterproof Gore-Tex shoe. So, or I think it's Gore-Tex. Hold on, we'll tell you. Yeah, Gore-Tex. I always get that confused with Nomex, which is actually fire retardants for firefighters. But, so the Gore-Tex shoes and the rain gear are definitely going to go into the big suitcase, the check baggage. So this is actually really hard to do with one hand. There we go. And of course, we store things in here too, like the Mickey fan for his stroller, and some other odds and ends. So we're gonna put those in there because I still need to make room enough in this bag for my computer gear. So we're actually gonna take some of this out and put it into the large suitcases. So we'll, after we get all that situated, we'll show you what we do to the outside of the bags and how we go ahead and make sure that I have all of the gear for charging and for my headphones and all that kind of stuff. So let's go on to that. So since I have multiple computers, we actually go ahead and put one of them on the very bottom of the carry-on, because they have to go on the carry-on for security reasons, for number one for me, and number two, they've got to go on the bottom, or they've got to have multiple in the suitcase because they also have lithium-ion batteries in them. So we've got to go ahead and make sure they're in their carry-on, and that way I also, unfortunately, cannot check my bags. But hey, it's what I have to do to work from home. So we went ahead and put one on the bottom, and the other one I will put in the morning on the top, because I still have to work in the morning before we head to the airport. So this bag is for the most part done, except for the outside. I also have to put my camera gear, that kind of thing in there. Now I do have a side pocket here, right here, where I put all of my cables for my computer, but cables for charging phones and that type of thing actually go in this little one right here. That way during the flight I can actually get to it, and I don't have to worry about if a phone or a tablet goes dead. I've got my charger and all that kind of stuff right in here that I can get to it easy. So little man still has stuff on the plane, and well, so does dad. So that is the important one there. Headphones. I actually have a carabiner. I actually had to buy new carabiners. Those are linked also in the Amazon store. But that actually gets clipped to the handle. That way, again, I don't forget them, and they are with me, and I have them. So that's really all my packing. It's pretty simple, but it's effective. I generally don't really forget anything, knock on wood. So I always go by the old adage my father had: if I forget it, I can buy it. So I generally make sure that I have the things that I cannot buy, again, with me. Those are the necessities that go in first, and that way I am good to go. So I hope these travel tips helped. If they did, please get a huge... Wait, hold on. Before we get done with that, thumbs up thing, I'll finish it later, but this is a little bit later. I forgot one thing. When we are going to be leaving early in the morning, I actually set my clothing, everything that I'm going to need, I set out so that I have everything ready, and that way I can shower, get going, and we can be out of here really early in the morning. So, last tip. So we'll go with that thumbs up thing now. All right, back to me again. Thumbs up, smash that like button if that's what you're into, and of course, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified when I release new content. With that being said, we'll see everybody real soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye bye.